the greatest day we've ever known. Today is a day to celebrate what we have learned, what we have accomplished, and what friendships we have made. Most importantly, we can celebrate in all the opportunities that are to come. The future is ours. The only limits that we have are the ones that we put on ourselves. Like our motto says, if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. As students at Lodi, the class of 1996 has always maintained a high standard of excellence, whether it was in the classroom, on the stage, or in athletics. This excellence was not an accident. It was the result of hard work, dedication, and patience. As we go our separate ways, I know that each of you will maintain that standard. Believe in yourself and the power that you have to control your own life and live it the way you want to, and in a way that will make you happy. Our time as students went by very quickly, but in those short years, we made friends and memories that will last a lifetime. The knowledge that we have gained and the lessons we have learned at Lodi will be our foundation for the future. We have a base of stability and strength to learn new things, and we possess the courage and confidence to grow as individuals. Hopefully, as individuals, we will be able to figure out what really matters in life and focus on making that better for ourselves and for the people we love. People often say that a person has not yet found himself, but the self is not something that one finds. It is something that one creates. Go into the world and make something happen. As Lucho would say, be the best in the Midwest. But don't stop there. In this world, we are constantly faced with great opportunities, brilliantly disguised as insolvable problems. You have all the tools and resources you need. What you create with those tools and resources is up to you. I would like to thank all of you for 13 years full of wonderful memories. I will never forget you. Thank you.
As I stand here today, a lot of thoughts are running through my head. I think about what I'm going to do in the years to come, where I'll be at, but most of all, I'm thinking about where I've been and what I've been through, what our class has been through. There are so many things that our class has done, so many things that our class has achieved. How did we get so good? The class of 96 started out school in the same way everyone else did. We started with kindergarten. At this early time, we thought the word class meant the group of students that was taught by a teacher. We didn't have much more of an idea than that. For us, school was just a place to go and play with friends on recess. We passed through elementary school much in the same manner, and the word class really didn't start to take on a new meaning until middle school. For the first time in our lives, we all were grouped together in one giant mass. We were the class of 96. Through middle school, we became more aware of the meaning of class when we were required to do work toward a common goal in school-related events. We started taking on our own identity, not just as a team of 20 to 30 kids, but as a whole. All of a sudden, we hit 9th grade, high school, Mr. Angle, and everything else that lied ahead. This is where the meaning of class really came into action. Through homecoming relay races, pep assemblies, spring fling activities, and more, we became, if by force, the class of 1996. Through high school, the class of 1996 really came together and worked as a single unit. Yes, at times we might have been separated by our individual differences. However, when an important task had to be completed or when an important decision had to be made, those individual differences were set aside and teamwork prevailed. We came out and showed the entire school, and community for that matter, that we were a force to be reckoned with. Similarly, the class of 96 has shown the ability to deal with challenges, whether it was in the classroom, on stage, music, or athletics. Our teachers, coaches, and directors provided us with the challenges that were necessary for us to reach another level. And I'm sure that they would agree that when crunch time came, in each case, we rose to the occasion, faced the challenge, and performed admirably. As evidence, all you have to do is look at the number of our classmates in National Honor Society, those who received scholarships, the number of our classmates who made it to state in wrestling, curling, and golf, the success of the forensics team, and the quality of our concerts, plays, and musical productions, and the noble efforts of our classmates. At the heart and soul of all these programs were the members of the class of '96. We showed that our class had the ability to take on any challenge that may have arisen, the ability to confront the challenge, and the ability to overcome. These are just a few examples of team leadership, but we mustn't forget the countless number of individual champions, not only in the conference, but in many other areas as well. The class of '96 has come together not only on the sports field and areas of academics, but also at the negotiating table. In 1995, we hatched an idea to move the location of the prom from the high school gym to an off-campus location. This was a cooperative effort on the students' side as well as the administration's. We as a class worked together and presented our case in a diplomatic and peaceful way instead of throwing it in the face of the school board and administration and yelling, "Gimme." The work of the entire class in this matter was commendable in the way of working things out in a logical manner and not taking things to the extremes. To many, the prom example may seem like small potatoes when looking at the big picture. However, when looking at the bigger picture, our future, there's a valuable lesson that we can all take with us, and it is that we all have the ability to make positive change in the system. And that change can be implemented by approaching the task with tact, mutual respect, and a willingness to work within the system. Though the class of '96 will probably be remembered for our strong work ethic and striving to be their best, I will also remember the class of '96 as a class that liked to have fun and how we enjoyed each other. A class that never had a dull moment, even when nothing was going on. We kept the senior hall lively at all times, even though the principals may not have liked it. Who could forget the Super Bowl mosh, or any other mosh that just suddenly sprang up in the hallway between 6th and 7th hour? We experienced Florida trips that will never be equaled in their overall coolness. There were homecoming parades and there were pep bands, football games and musicals, even the class meeting at Benny's. They were all fun. Although these things are probably at the top of most of our lists, there is one thing that won't ever be forgotten. The immortal number 7. On a personal note, I would just like to thank all of you for the great times that you've given me. It's been a great honor to have served you as class president. This year I've learned to deal with deer heads, and it's a little easier to trip over something when you know you've got friends who will laugh right with you. A special thanks to the 7 crew and the 7ettes. Without you, there would be no legend. There will always be a special spot in my heart for my class, the class of '96. I love you guys. In closing, I would like to wish the class of 1996 best wishes for the future that lies ahead. May it be as bright as your past. I leave you tonight with a few suggestions and thoughts on life and the future. You can be anything you want to be when you grow up. Take it apart to see how it works. Don't giggle until after you swallowed your milk. If you wait until you're really sure, you'll never take off the training wheels. Stuffed deer and good china don't mix. Be silly. When you're told not to put raisins up your nose, it's hard to think about anything else. Nobody notices it when your zipper is up, but everyone notices when it's down. If you can't reach someone, blow kisses. Picking your nose when no one else is looking is still picking your nose. Sharing isn't always the right thing, like when it's chicken pox. Sometimes the biggest apple has the biggest worm. Hug people for no reason. Where you're going is more important than where you stand. They'll remember you if you were the best reader in class, or if you threw up at lunch. Dream. If it's in your way, climb over it. It's hard to save the best for last. Thank you, and good luck.
Someone got it in there one way or the